My name is Ptolemy. I'm a sculptor based in Brighton and I work with recycled materials. I've been working professionally doing this for about 13 years now. I work with recycled materials because that's part of my ethical perspective, and I try to sort of provide a message to encourage people to be more considerate about the planet and the environment. The brief appealed to me specifically because it was working with recycled materials, which is what I specialise in, but also because it was working with Ecover, and I've always found Ecover synonymous with ethical and green things, and that's kind of like where I'm coming from. My original thoughts on the brief, I was a little bit put off at first because I couldn't, they asked me not to make a fish, and that's what I specialise in, so it knocked me back initially. But after a while I managed to come up with a decent concept. The plastic waste that's going into the sculpture is, some has been donated from local companies, some's been donated from Ecover, and some has been donated from Closed Loop. The bottles from Ecover are going to be used as a final kind of furry effect of the bee, and the closed loop materials are going to be for the flower head, for the aster that the bee will be perched on. It's about trying to get the message across that the sculpture that you make about what it's made of and what it's trying to say. Because if I just made a bee and it just looked like a bee and that was that, then everyone would go, oh yes, there's a giant sculpture of a bee. But when they look a little bit closer and then they can see a piece of a car or indeed an Ecover bottle, and then they start to think about the ingredients, and then they look and they see all the different ingredients, and then they start wondering, you know, why is it all made out of recycled materials? And it gets people to think about those kinds of issues.
The brief was that we wanted to bring to life some of the facets of clever science that make Ecover effective. We managed the selection process by briefing 5 artists and looking at their ideas. The idea that Ptolemy came up with, the bee, was head and shoulders above the others, making the art amazing rather than second-hand. This project links with the Message in Our Bottle campaign because it takes the sea plastic and portrays it on the body of the bee. The bee is absolutely great because it allows us to visually represent our new ingredient, Eco-Surfactants. All of us at Ecover are really excited to see the bee take wings.